every morning with drive. Being on the grind, know I had to survive. We had to win. Started from the dirt and the rubble. I had to be the needle that was popping your bubble.
Hello and welcome into the Rookie Prospect Profile Series, a Zilla Fantasy Elite production. Today we're going to be looking at wide receiver Bub Means within the rookie wide receiver machine learning models. Can Bub Means rise to the occasion, or is he just going to simply fall short of any sort of expectations on your fantasy roster? Don't miss out on the insights from our advanced algorithms and catch the answer now. Bub Means was drafted in the 5th round, pick number 170 overall by the New Orleans Saints. He comes into the league actually having previously played college football for the Tennessee Volunteers, the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs, and the Pitt Panthers. So quite an extensive college career there. Pretty athletic guy, 6'1", 212 pounds, 39.5-inch vertical, 19 reps on the bench press is pretty solid, ran a 4.43 in the 40-yard dash. His arm length is actually 33.25, which is very, very long for a wide receiver. 10.125-inch hands, which is super good too. So will this guy transition? What's going to happen? Let's dive into his numbers in year one and see what kind of prospect we're looking at here. And obviously you can tell by the ranks there, 32 and 31 on the mean and median, just hovering slightly above 3 there in fantasy points per game. Not a very good year one for Bub Means. Maximum output at 8.21, also not very good. CV at 41.7, pretty high up there. What kind of prospects within the last 11 draft classes were hovering around 3 to 3.5 fantasy points per game during their rookie season? Well, we got quite an extensive list here. Keep in mind, this is hovering around the 225th best score within rookie wide receivers out of the 416 in the model. We got quite a few of them hovering right around the 3 to 3.3 range. I'm just going to list off all the names there, and you can tell me whether or not this is an interesting prospect profile that you're interested in. Alexander Hollins, Chester Rogers, DeMichael Harris, Andy Isabella, Bobo Wilson, Kevin Norwood, Andre Yosevach, Cedric Tillman, Demetric Felton, Braxton Miller, Chad Hansen, Miles White, Shelton Gibson, Taywan Taylor, Brian Edwards, Dontia Dye, Quinton Patton, Robert Heron, and Travis Rudolph. Not a very good list there. I think Chad Hansen crested almost 10 in his 4th season at 9.32, but probably a very limited role there. So not a very good season 1 median there. Maximum output at 8.21. What kind of players are hovering around that range? You're looking at Keelan Cole, Kadarius Toney, Chosen Robbie Anderson, Antonio Callaway, Jamison Crowder, Anthony Miller, DeMarcus Ayers, Malcolm Mitchell in that particular range. That's 8 to 8.3. So again, not a superstar by any means at 8.21 for a maximum output there. Really, really not looking like somebody that you're going to be interested in drafting and probably not even stashing on your taxi squads. Let's get into year 2, see if things improve. And we see they bump up to nearly 5 points per game here in year 2, hovering at just below there. 26th and 25th ranked mean and median. Maximum output, though, at 30th. Again, not very good. His CV at 30.6 is just above that threshold that we want to be under, which is 30. 20th best in the class, so right around midpoint there. Who was hovering around 5 fantasy points per game during their rookie season that we can compare them to. I'm just going to give you the list of players that were in between 4.7 and 5.3 fantasy points per game in their 2nd season in the league. Jerron Brown, Steven Sims, Olamide Zaccheaus, Tutu Atwell, Rashard Higgins, Marquise Lee, Justin Hardy, Paul Richardson, Freddie Swaim, Chris Moore, Josh Huff, Devin Duvernay, N'Keal Harry, Deontay Hardy, Marquez Wilson, and Deshaun Hamilton. Not a list of players that you're probably going to want to stash anywhere on your dynasty rosters. How about that maximum output at about 10.5? That was Curtis Samuel in his 2nd year at 10.5. Just below that, Rashid Shaheed, Devontae Parker, Romeo Dobbs. Just above that, Josh Palmer, Dante Moncrief, Dede Westbrook. So you're looking in that range. Hey, I could have the next Rashid Shaheed, Josh Palmer, Dante Moncrief. That's if he hits his ceiling. Probably not somebody that you're going to want on your team. Let's look at year 3. Do things continue improving? No, we see him unfortunately take a massive step back. A lot of his predictions there coming in between about that 1.5 to 2.5, 3.7 range there. The 10th and 75th percentiles taking up a bulk of those particular density plots. So keep that in mind. Not super good there. Who didn't even crest 3 fantasy points here in between 2.5 to 3 fantasy points in their third season? Here's all the guys in between 2.5 and 3.1. Cameron Batson, Ashton Doolin, Marquez Callaway, Jeff Janis, Marlon Brown, Equinemius St. Brown, Freddie Swain again, Kason Williams, Jerron Brown, Chris Moore. That's the players in year 3 who are hitting this rough median outcome. Maximum output at 8.72. Somebody that you're not even going to want on your squad, but names in that particular range: Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Tyrell Williams, Deontay Hardy, Rashard Higgins, KJ Osborne, and Alan Hearns in their third season. Not very good. Let's pop into year 4, see if there's any sort of hope for this guy. Can we maybe stash him on our dynasty rosters? Sure, we see a minor improvement, but this is into the 3 to 3.5 range. Not somebody that is worthy of stashing in your taxi squad even. So Bub Means, probably an avoid or a fade in your rookie drafts. Leave them on the waiver wires for somebody else to pick up here. Even the maximum output at 8.8 is disappointing. Let's look at those particular values, see what rookies hit those in their 4th year. Here's the guys that we have in between 3.1 and 3.91. DeAnthony Thomas, Malik Turner, Laquan Treadwell, N'Keal Harry, Michael Campanero, Khalif Raymond, Ashton Doolin, Quez Watkins. About what you can expect from Bub Means here. He's going to be added to the list. Next year when we're going through this, it's going to say, hey, Bub Means as a rookie, he hit 1.0, whatever it is, fantasy points per game. He's going to be the one that's on here. Anyway, let's go look at that maximum output, 8.8. Got quite a few people in this rough range, so in between 8.7 and 9.1. Duke Williams, Martavis Bryant, Paris Campbell, Tyler Johnson, Devin Funches, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Albert Wilson, and Robert Woods. So there you have it, folks. That's the prospect profile on Bub Means. Very athletic, large hands, which we know is important for wide receivers, but it just looks like he is not going to amount to anything in the NFL. Leave him on the waiver wires. Don't use up a valuable draft spot for him. Save it for those running backs who can get some opportunity should an injury arise in front of them. Thanks for listening. That's going to do it for this show. This is presented by Zilla Fantasy Elite. Bye.